Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Thanks for tuning into our podcast. We love having you here, and it's our mission to bring you all the latest and greatest tips, skills, and know-how to make you the best that you can be. We know that you have it in you, and we're going to show you how. Now, let's get started.
This episode is powered by Poddex.
Thank you for tuning in today. You are now listening to That Will Never Work podcast with your host, Maurice Chisholm. It is your host, Maurice. And so we are, as you know, we are nearing the end of the year, right? And, you know, last week I had talked about toast and opportunities and how it is presented to you, right? And I don't know why I am in this this bread space, right? Well, you know, and so here's what I want to talk about today. You know, sometimes when we are we're presented with an opportunity and we want to go for it. We really do. We really want to go for it. And the opportunity seems good. It seems great. And then you realize that the opportunity is, hold on, wait a second. Let's rewind for a second. Let me go back to bread. So with the bread, right? You know, you talk about how you have a loaf of bread and it's all wrapped up, right? And with the bread, you open up the packaging, and we're talking about a regular, sliced loaf of bread, white, wheat, even rye bread, right? And 9 times out of 10, that first slice we skip over, right? And in that first slice that we skipped over, and I'm relaying it to us as individuals, we see the opportunity. We're the first one on the scene, and then we get skipped. I bet y'all was wondering where I was trying to go, right? And so here is the thing. When you get skipped, you're wondering like, well, I'm like the rest of the loaf. I am the first one here. I'm just as important as any other piece. I have the same qualities. We have the same goals. We have the same dreams. We have the same ingredients. Our services are the same. Everything about us is the same. Why is it that the second, third, and fourth people are being picked and not me? And even when that second and third and fourth and fifth individuals are picked, now you go into the 6th and 7th and the 8th and the 9th, and you're wondering like, whoa, wait a minute. Why am I constantly being picked over? Why am I constantly being chosen last, if chosen at all? And why am I only good to be French toast and not for anything else? So today I have a question for you. When you're being overlooked, when you're being picked over, when you're being forgotten, pushed to the side, taken out, thrown in the trash, or taken and used as pieces of something else, and you're like, wait a second, I'm good enough to be here. I'm good. I was first. I have all the other qualities to make it to be in that triple decker sandwich, or whatever it might be. That turkey BLT or something along those lines. So why is it that am I being picked over? And so last week when I had talked about looking at the toast and being undesirable, are you presenting yourself in a way where it could be undesirable? Sometimes when we look at ourselves and we look at the person next to us, we're like, I'm just as qualified. I'm just as resourceful. I am just as reliable, dependable. I'm just as much as a hard worker, or whatever the situation is. You're saying I'm just as, but are you presenting yourself in a manner where you are Are you presenting yourself to be desirable? Are you presenting yourself to be more useful than this first piece of sliced bread? Most people don't eat that end, that heel, or whatever terminology, analogies you might look at this piece of bread being. But how do you make yourself desirable enough to be that? Think about that for a second. Marinate on that for a second. Are you having a hard time understanding why you're being overlooked? Are you having a hard time understanding why you keep getting picked over? Because first is not always best in some people's eyes. It isn't. And does your reputation precede you in those circumstances, in those situations? Because you are, or you have the same type of qualities, but your characteristics, your demeanor can also hinder you. A lot of times we don't know that our basic customer service skills, no matter who you talk to, hinders us from moving things forward. Are you greeting people with it could be a good morning. It doesn't always have to be all happy and bubbly and things like that. But are you still greeting people? Or are you just walking around mean and miserable? Or are you always in teach mode and not allowing your hair to fall down and flow and bounce in the wind and things like that? Are you always on rah rah? And sometimes things and situations doesn't call for that. So what is it that you need to do to develop your interpersonal skills, to develop those customer service skills, both internally and externally? Just because you have the same qualifications does not mean you're qualified. Just because you have the same ingredients doesn't mean that you're qualified to be where 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, those slices of bread, pieces of the bread, they're the same, but not the same. Now, it's one thing to be last in that loaf of bread. That's one thing, because sometimes by the time you get to that last piece, the bread could be stale, it could be harder, or whatever else. So we're not talking about the end piece on that on the back end. We're talking about that very first and understanding why do we keep getting picked over? Why? So please be encouraged that as long as you are alive, as you are being able to breathe, there's always an opportunity to make yourself better, to view yourself in a better, or position yourself in a better place. So let's not waste time and opportunity. And we're not putting things out there where you have to turn yourself around overnight. Maybe you feel that way because you felt like I've needed to change anyway, but that is a personal decision. It's not going to happen overnight. We understand that it's going to take some time in order for you to become a better you. So let's look and evaluate as to why you're being overlooked. And let's understand who we are and how we're presenting ourselves, even though we have the same ingredients as the person next to you.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.
Every day, my company gets scam phishing emails trying to get money or sensitive info. I wanted to protect my employees and my clients, so I checked out CISA's Secure Our World. They've got simple ways we can protect our businesses from online threats. First, teach employees to recognize and report phishing. Next, require strong passwords plus multi-factor authentication. And finally, turn on automatic updates for your business software. To learn more, go to CISA at cisa.gov/Secure Our World.